Welcome to Agents Unfiltered, where you get to see behind the scenes, behind the agents, and behind the market. And we might have a few laughs along the way. Let's get going, guys. So welcome to our first podcast. This is Agents Unfiltered, and I've got a couple of young gentlemen here with me who works within our business, and we want to ask them some questions today and get some background on what it's like to be a real estate agent and see if we can uncover a few things for the buying and selling public out there. Also work out what these boys do in their spare time. So we got welcome to Joey Lustry. Welcome, Joey.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We don't like Joey too much because he goes for Manly and they're going really good at the moment.
That's right.
That's all right, Joey. I've had to put up that with for 10 years with you. And
that's right. I don't think we've ever watched a game together where you Oh no, we did watch one this year when you finally beat us.
Yeah, well, I go for Canberra, so he's had the wood on me for a lot of years, and we got you last year, which is good.
Yeah,
and then we've got Jackson Walker, and Jackson works closely with Joey in a team, and Jackson, he's unbearable. He goes for Penrith.
Yeah, well, we all can't win comps, I guess.
I'll let you know about it 5 times. That's all right.
Good stuff. All right, well, guys. Real estate agents, we want to try and sort of uncover a few red flags for maybe choosing an agent and what people probably should look out for. Go for it. I mean, talk to me about what you see as things that people should, I suppose, go through their decision-making process when they're weighing up a few agents. What do you see out there?
Yeah, so I think probably my opinion on this probably changed over the last 15 years. When you first start, you're probably still getting your feelers out there and trying to understand what works. And eventually it sort of clicks. And I think the biggest thing is when you're choosing an agent, it's just about the connection you have with the agent. I think it's very important.
Yeah, fair point.
I mean, you got to like the person that you're working with.
Yeah.
I feel like if you get a good feeling about them and you connect well in the pros, that's important. I mean, you connect with different people, I guess. And the biggest, I guess, thing you got to look out for is, like, there's a lot of information now, like with realestate.com and other websites where you can find out what's sold in the area. So most owners now are pretty up to date with what's going on.
Yep.
So if you notice that as an owner, if you notice that an agent's come in and they're telling you a price that sounds astronomical, you got to think, what's their intentions? Are they just trying to buy my listing just so I'll go with them?
Yep.
And then they're going to bring it down later. So I think that's probably one of the biggest red flags you can look out for.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. If owners are well informed with the prices, then all of a sudden you've got this price given to you by an agent that's well above the standard for your home. That's a good point there, Joey. And Jackson, what have you? Sorry, I'll just go back to Joey. How long have you been doing this for, Joey?
I've been doing this since 2011, so that would make 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, with you guys for about 11.
I said a couple of young fellas at the start. Maybe it's not so young anymore, Joey.
Starting to show your age.
Yeah. It happens, yeah.
And Jackson, you work closely with Joey, and you've been in real estate for how long now?
2.5 years now. I've been working with Joey for a year and a half of it.
A year and a half, yeah.
Yep. So that's been, it's been good
and
fun.
based on that question, like what Joey was just talking about, have you noticed anything on that side that people should red flag a little bit with choosing an agent or
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think what Joey touched on before, if you've got agents that are coming over, $150,000 over what you think your house is actually worth, because most owners have a rough idea on what their house is worth. And I think in particular, if they're keen on dropping their fee rather quickly, I know that last year in particular, we had a lot of success with expired listings in particular. So listings that have been up on the market for over 90 days. Basically, a lot of owners that got promised the world and delivered an atlas, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
So that was
I like that saying.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
So
I've been around a long time in this business and got promised the world and got delivered an atlas.
Yeah.
So, any owners out there, just be careful of the package at the front door, I suppose. It might be just an atlas.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
I think as well, you should focus on, as an owner, like what strategy they're actually going to use to sell the property. So it's easy to say, we'll get you this price and we'll do this and we'll do that, but how they're going to do it. So each property is different, so you've got to come up with, the agent should have a different strategy for each property and depending on what's going to work.
So essentially a plan. Yeah, that's a good point, Joey. Ask them.
Yeah.
Get them to lay out a plan and how they're going to do what they're saying they're going to do, rather than it just being an old saying that was taught to me, a bit of lip service. So, yeah, that's really good. Guys, I'd like to sort of maybe look at, got a big change in the budget. So I'd like to just change tack for a second and see if there's anything out there that you think is going to be beneficial to people looking at this budget that might have investment properties and people looking to get into the market and how it might help them. Have you had time to think about it or analyse the budget at all to a point where you might be able to give a little bit of advice?
Yeah, definitely. I thought last night was very interesting, particularly in some of the wording that they had coming out. I mean, even this morning you had the Treasurer come out and said that the rents are going to go up, but we're going to help people
No way.
be able to purchase a property.
The Treasurer actually, I mean, I was watching it, but I didn't see that bit.
Correct, yeah.
The Treasurer said rents are going to go up.
Rents will go up. And
yet they're trying to sell this as helping the people that need the most amount of help.
Yeah, help 75,000 people buy a home.
Wow.
So I think one thing in particular that you are going to find is that a lot more investors are probably going to hold on to their properties now.
Yep.
So they don't have to pay the capital gains now that they've gotten rid of the discount.
So would that say, based on that, Jackson, would that say that we're going to have a supply issue where we're not going to have enough homes for these 75,000 people to buy a home because everyone's going to hold their investment properties and not put them to market?
Well, we've had a supply issue for how long now? It's always been...
That's a build issue, isn't it?
Correct.
You got to do new homes. So maybe the budget will inspire that because you can only get the new capital gains on new homes.
Correct.
The capital gains discount in the future on new homes.
And the negative gearing.
And the negative gearing on the new homes. You can only do that. Do you think that'll help us in the new home area, Joey?
Yeah, well, that's what the plan was. What I could see from the budget.
Yeah, I know why.
Yeah.
Joey's just been in Melbourne for 5 days, so he got off a plane late last night, I think. As far as things like some other red flags in real estate, guys, I'd like to sort of maybe draw your attention to the age-old problem that owners really, really, how would I say it, want to negotiate but don't know if they should and how and whether it's a good thing, and that's fees. Let's bring up the dirty subject of fees because agents seem to go in these days and try and win business purely on fees.
Yeah.
And while that's warm and fuzzy for, I believe, for an owner, there's possibly some flaws in that. Explain, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, well, the old saying, you pay for what you get for, is another factor in it. If someone's going in really low, you got to think to yourself as a owner, why are they doing this so low compared to the other people? Is that like there's a reason for it? Are they trying to sell me their business on being the cheapest, or they're actually going to have the skills to get me the best price? Because when you think about it, right, the cheapest agent is not the one who's got the lowest fee on paper. It's the agent who gets you the most in your pocket. So
yeah, that's no way. That's a great way of looking at it, Joey. If you walk away with more money in your pocket, what you're saying is it doesn't matter what the agent got paid.
It doesn't really. It's irrelevant. It's about the result at the end of the day. Look, and we're like at Aiken, like we're obviously we're fair. Like we look at the market and we're competitive with our fees as well. So it's not like we're going to overcharge.
You got to be right.
You got to be competitive.
Your customers expect you to be competitive, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people wanting a discount or negotiate or whatever. But you're saying there's a trap if it goes too far.
Well, I think if I was an owner and what I know now, if someone came in really low on their fee, it would actually make me feel uncomfortable. As to why is he or she so much lower than everyone else? Are they not going to work as hard? Do they not have the skills? And it would just make me sort of be a bit concerned.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important red flag actually when you're selling a home. I mean, you look at and you also want to talk to the people who are doing well in certain areas. I know you got to get experience, and it's hard to get experience when you haven't sold homes. But if you look at someone's track record and they've sold a lot, they've sold a lot in the area, they've got great prices, and they're at a certain fee, and then you get someone that's coming in that probably is charging a lot less. You got to think, why are they doing it? So
yeah, good point. And what about free stuff like free marketing and all that sort of stuff, Jackson? Like I do hear around the traps that agents throw that sort of stuff in and try and attract, and makes it again warm and fuzzy for an owner because they don't have to get money out of their own pocket or up front. But is there a trap to free stuff? I mean,
well, there has to be a catch somewhere, doesn't there?
Yeah.
So I know that some of the places that we went to last year that were up on the market took it offline and whatnot. They said the marketing's free, but once the property got taken offline and the agent couldn't sell it, the bill just got sent straight to them.
Yeah,
They're
right.
like, it's only free
So make sure
if
you
you sell.
make sure so make sure your contract's right.
Correct.
That's I suppose
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Read
Yeah.
through that agency.
And
Yep.
also, you become, I guess, if you're looking at nothing's free, obviously, like, realestate.com charge, photographers charge, everyone charges what they got to charge. So if an owner's getting free marketing and the agent's, say, covering it, then you got to think to yourself, if they've got a buyer and they get to the final stage of negotiations, are they just going to try and push them to take the offer because they want to cover their bill, or are they actually going to actually get me the best price? So you don't want to. I don't think you want to get into.
So what you're saying, they're invested. So they're invested. Financially invested in the outcome of your property, and if they push the buyer too hard and lose the sale, they lose the opportunity to recover. What do you call it? Recover their money that they've put into your marketing.
Yeah, and if you're an agent that's, say, carrying 8 to 10 listings a month, and you've got a boss and they're going through the numbers and everything, well, okay, well, you've got all these marketing bills you owe, you better get these sold. And so your brain goes from necessarily, do I want to get the owner the best price, or I just want to cover my marketing bill? So I think that's another great red flag to look at. So free marketing, I don't think would give the agent probably the best intentions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's get off the negative stuff. Let's, and I don't mean to say that we're just being sort of negative about the world of. What do you love about this industry? Why are you a real estate agent, Joey?
Look, I'll be honest. The reason I'm a real estate agent is because when I was at school, they were offering a free course, and and I had nothing else happening. I was 17 at the time, and
were you out of school year 10 or year 12?
In year 12 they did a program. It's called TVET.
Yep,
I think it was called TVET, where once a week for 12 weeks you would just do like a TAFE course, and you would get a certificate at the end of it.
Yep.
And I said, oh, real estate's an option. I'll just go there, and I just said, yeah, no worries, I'll do it. And then when I finished school, I remember my dad said to me, he goes, you can't be a bum. You have to do something.
Yeah, well, you got tough parents. They were tough on you.
They were good.
They guided you well.
They did, yeah. Yep. So, and he sort of said, well, you got to do something. And I said, well, he goes, don't you have a real estate thing? And I said, yeah. I said, all right. So I sort of wrote a resume and went down to went to High Street and Queen Street, which is High Street, Penrith, Queen Street, St Mary's. And I just sort of fell into a real estate company. And then, but once I started doing it, I just loved it. And I think it's probably probably the people.
Yeah.
I think once you sort of get your head around once you start, like, the houses and selling houses is very important.
Yep.
But you're just dealing with people. You're dealing with owners. You build relationships.
Yep.
You deal with them at certain periods in their life. It could be a milestone for them. It could be any type of situation, and seeing them move on to the next chapter, whether they're buying or selling, is just a really good feeling. And I don't get sick of that feeling.
Yeah, good.
Which is
that's a wonderful thing for people that I suppose engage you to be their agent. That they get the real Joey. They get someone who wants to be there and cares about their outcome.
Yeah, no, it's that's what it's about for me. It's not even. It's like the house is important. You've got to be skillful, and I understand that completely. But you're dealing with people, and I love it personally. Never been one to be on the tools. I'm more, as you know.
Yeah. I think you said to me once, if I remember rightly, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be one of those lollipop people on the traffic control. No disrespect to someone that works in that industry.
To be honest, it's a great job.
They pay well, actually. Especially when you do night shift with them. I've got a relative that works on traffic control, but literally that's what you said. You said that I don't know what I would have been.
Yeah, I don't. There's no plan B, and I'm glad that this was my plan A.
So you fell into it, basically.
Fell into it, but then fell in love with it.
Yeah, good on you, Jackson.
Yeah, my
same question.
My experience was a little bit different. My brother was doing real estate for a few years, and then came over and joined the team, and then I had Connor calling me up nonstop to join, and then I had Dave ringing me up as well, Dave Reeves at the Lennox office there, ringing me up saying, come join. I started ignoring the phone calls and ignoring the conversations to the point where they started ringing my dad.
Oh, wow.
And
both your brother
Dave and my mother were ringing my dad.
Yeah.
And then I still remember I was a sales rep, and I was leaving a shop, and I said, stuff it. I'm going to give Dave a bell. I've had enough of this. I called him up. I said, hey, mate, look, can we organise the interview? And he goes, about time you answered my bloody calls. He goes,
there you go.
Come on in, we'll have the interview. And then that was it.
That's a great story.
Yeah, so that was, and then I had my interview with Steve and Dave, but I flew in from Thailand the night before.
So you like this bloke?
So
He turned up to a podcast from a
holiday,
from a big weekend in Melbourne.
Yep. So I had an overnight flight, had the first flight into Sydney after flying all night, and then got home, had a quick shower, got changed, drove to Regentville, had my interview, and then went home, went to sleep.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And why? Like not why, I suppose, but since you've been in, what do you love about it?
I love the emotional side of it, to be completely honest.
Yep.
Like Joey touched on before about the milestones and whatnot, whether it's someone that's just had a new bub and now they need that bigger home now because the toddler's starting to run around, or just the first home buyer. I get really hooked on the relationship side of things. I feel like I get very connected to people in that way. And a lot of the clients that we deal with in particular, and we're lucky with the work that we do, and a lot of it's repeat clients.
Yeah, it is now.
In particular.
Yeah.
And not only that,
you guys are good at that. I've seen that.
also referrals.
Yeah.
Referrals as well.
Why do you think that happens?
I think
why do you think you're at that stage where that happens?
It's naturally time in the game.
Yep.
And I think because I'm assuming they feel we did a good job, and then when it comes time to either them doing some more business, either buying or selling, or a friend of theirs, they just refer it. So I think, and I always say to Jackson, we've got to make sure we treat every client the same with 100% respect and our full attention, because at the end of the day, if you want a good business, referral and repeat clients is how real estate works.
Yeah,
like even little things like being invited to weddings before, housewarming parties. I was at one with someone who bought a house off us in Caddons the other weekend.
You gotta, everyone out there, you gotta watch out for Jackson because he actually enters your life.
Yeah, And I want to make people
sells your house. He sells your house, and you got a new cousin or Uncle Dickhead or someone like that.
Yeah.
He's at your parties.
Yeah.
He's at your christenings. He's that bloke in the background. You take a photo and go, who the fuck's that?
Yeah. Oh, it's like I'm the guy from the Wedding Crashers or something like that. It's like, but yeah, no, they're like, how do you know these people? It's like, oh, I sold them the house, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, but that's nothing to be worried about, Jackson. It's a wonderful thing that you are invested so much in people like that.
Yeah,
we make fun of it, but the fact that you guys invest your time into people's lives and families is, I think it's what most people are looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is their biggest asset. Like this is they're paying it off for the next 30 plus years, to be honest. And what the average price now in Penrith, 1.1 million now, I think it is. So
it's a big deal.
It's a lot of money. So
it's a big deal.
You get, and not only that, you can also sell, whether you sell their house and then they buy another one off us. You spend a lot of time with that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to be invested because we just want the best result for them, and you actually want to see them do well. And when you get them a good result, how good's the feeling when they say, oh, and they just see their joy on their face when whatever goal they've had comes to reality. And like I said, that's the reason why we do what we do, and we don't get sick of it. That's why we turn up every day and we do the weekends and we do all that because we enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, you get paid well as well.
Oh, look, honestly, and I know you're having a bit of a smile there. Well, the tax man gets paid well.
Yeah.
Not sure if you watched the budget last night.
No.
So
look, I don't begrudge any agent that goes out there and has their heart in the right place getting paid well. I think if they're doing what they're meant to be doing for their clients and have a vested interest in the clients having a top outcome, then as long as the client's getting what they need, you should get what you deserve for doing that. There's a lot of risk that agents take on.
Yeah.
But enough of the lovey-dovey stuff of why you love real estate. Let's get into something just before we finish up. Your most embarrassing moment in real estate, Joey. Come on, go.
Well, it's been 15 years, so I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Yeah. Whether it's within your teams or whether it's an owner or with a buyer, or it doesn't matter. Just your most embarrassing moment.
Probably. So I used to work at another company before I started with you guys.
Yep.
Probably about 12 years ago, and we had our first sales meeting. So I was pretty, nervous because I hadn't met everyone yet. And the sales meeting would have started at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Can't remember the time.
This is when you joined us?
When I joined you guys.
Yep.
And I got to the door and I went to open it, and I think it was 1 minute past the time I was meant to be there, and the door was locked.
Right.
I was trying to open it. I'm like, I don't know anyone yet either. So I'm just trying to open the door and it's not opening. You open the door and you said, you're 1 minute late. Go and buy everyone a coffee and buy breakfast. And so had to go buy everyone breakfast. And
I remember that, Joey.
yeah, I know. And
That was 12 years ago, and you bounced off the door.
yeah, I know.
I locked it. I locked it. I locked it at right on time.
Yeah.
And I think my message there was, if you disrespect the people in that room that got up early to be there on time, then you should go and buy them a coffee.
Yeah. Hadn't made a sale at that point either. So
you had no money.
I had to dip into my pocket.
Yep.
And it was
Here
really.
we are 12 years later.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been late since. But
No, you haven't.
that was really embarrassing.
Do you get a listing if you're late for the owner?
No.
No.
No, it was good. It was good. It was a good.
So you were embarrassed in front of the team, but it's probably one of the best things you could have learnt.
Yeah, it was embarrassing at the time, but like I said, I've never been late
Well,
for
I
a
didn't
sales
mean to embarrass you, Joey.
And the only funny thing is everyone else has been late, hasn't had to do it, but that's okay. That's all right.
Well, they're just not as tough as you, mate.
That's all right. That's okay.
all right.
Maybe I saw something in you where you needed that little
no,
kick in the ass.
It's all good, mate.
He's not the first Manly fan with egg on his face.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
He's never let it go either. That
Yeah.
no one else has had to do
I just
it
want
since.
one more person to do it. I'll
All
be
right.
happy.
I'll do it next week for you.
Good.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Jackson, you have an embarrassing moment in real estate?
Yeah, my one was a good one. So it was my first listing on Great Western Highway there in Emu Plains. It was over 55 complex. The mum just got put into a nursing home.
Yep.
And basically all the family pretty much live in Canberra. So my point of contact was the power of attorney, who was the son, the eldest son. And I told him, I was like, hey, we do this thing called group, where all of the agents across all of our offices all go to each other's listings and whatnot, to see if we have any buyers and whatnot. And I got to the property. He was aware that we're pulling up.
Yep.
And I opened up the door, and there was a light left on. Doors that I know that I didn't shut, that were shut. And I was like, this is really weird. And then I've gone to walk in a little bit further. I walked into one of the bedrooms. The daughter was asleep in the bed.
Oh, no.
So we all
Did you
quickly
freeze? Did you freeze?
Oh.
Or did you just turn and bolt?
No, I bolted straight away,
Did she
shut the
wake
door
up? Did she
behind
know
me.
you were
Yeah,
there?
she woke up. She heard us come through the door.
So there's like two people straight away embarrassed. Bang, her and you.
Her and me, and probably the other 15 other agents.
Yeah.
Oh,
That were there as
they were
well.
all there. So
Yep. Yeah.
I thought you might have, like, they were sort of away outside, but they were all.
No, they were all walking through the front door. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a good one.
Wow.
Ended up laughing about it and whatnot.
And knowing who you are, you would have just been red faced.
Oh, I was peaking it. Yeah, I was stressing out hard.
Did you sell the property?
Yeah, sold it. Yeah.
Did you have any other embarrassing moments with the daughter?
No, we just ended up laughing about it from then on. It was a bit of a funny story from there.
Yeah, good.
But yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for spending some time with us here on Agents Unfiltered. We hope that we can bring more information to the public over a period of time, and we'd love for you to get behind us, because we'd like to reveal the whole industry to the public, because we just want to be unfiltered and help everyone out as best we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.